What's going on, Non-Fungible fam? This is the Non-Fungible 5. I'm Mustafa, and I'm here with Hasan. We're back again to talk about two more projects that we think are going to be up and coming. Before we start, I'd like to talk about an ETH giveaway that we will be having. It's ending actually next week, May 2nd. All links for the giveaway will be in the description below, so make sure you check that out before time runs out. I'd also like to say that we're going to be having major improvements to our channel. In terms of video quality, the output of our content is going to increase, so we're going to be dropping more videos as well. I'd also like to say that we're working on a Discord as well, just so we can build our own private community where we can talk to each other. If you guys like our content, make sure you give us a like, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification alert so you can hear or you can see our videos right when they drop. Without further ado, let's get right into these two projects. So the first project we're going to be talking about here is called The Loud Ones, and it's a digital art collection created by Gregg Mike and Team Loud. The supply for this project is still to be announced, the mint price is to be announced, and the release date is also to be announced. Before we dive into this, let's get into what the art sort of looks like. What we have right now about this project is it's these sort of square shaped characters. You can see the really vibrant colors, which has been doing very well in this space. And honestly, it kind of reminds me of SpongeBob here, and he made this display to kind of showcase the art before it revealed. But that's all we have on the artwork specifically for this project right now.
What's going on, guys? Hasan here, aka Pinky. I'm going to talk about Gregg Mike, who is actually the founder and artist of the Loud Ones. So Gregg Mike is an artist, designer, and muralist, and has an obsession for American cartoons and skate culture, which is kind of where his art style kind of stems from. And then it usually combines an explosion of colors and has a pop art perspective as well. So his art the themes of his art is usually like an unsettling or mischievous type of art. And Gregg Mike has done things from murals in Atlanta, San Francisco, Las Vegas, Miami, LA, New York City. He's also a founder of ABV Agency, which is an agency that consists of over 350 artists and is a platform creative studio and an incubator and hub for artists and innovators. So that's pretty cool to see that, number one, Gregg Mike is an extremely established artist in the space. And then number two, Gregg Mike has also been able to establish a actual business in his agency, as well as cultivate a community of artists, which I feel like is really important in the NFT space. So in addition to the agency functioning as a creative studio, it also functions as an art gallery. And then Gregg Mike has also worked with some of the biggest brands in the world in the Nike, Porsche, Adidas, Microsoft, Facebook, Vans, Google, and Coca-Cola. Not only is he an established artist, he's an established artist who's really big on collaboration. So I also saw Reebok somewhere in there too, but you can get the point that he's worked with some of the biggest companies and biggest names in the space. If we take a look at this list right here, you can actually see that he's worked on like tons of projects all over the world, dating back all the way to like 2011. And he's worked on several projects every single year with many, many, many collaborations. So since collaborations are so crucial in the NFT space, him being a successful artist and him being able to build communities, I feel like this is kind of a recipe for success. In addition to Gregg working a lot outside of the space with actual art with a lot of different brands, he's actually already established some projects in the NFT space already in the past. So you can see here, he has a project that has a 0.36 floor. Not the most volume, but again, he hasn't necessarily maybe made the most name for himself in the NFT space. But from what I've seen, I feel like it's a lot of quiet building and not a lot of focus on hype. Like you can see here, like, it's been pretty stable. There hasn't been a crazy spike in volume nor price. So maybe this could be a good potential buy opportunity if you believe in Gregg Mike's vision, potentially, because these are some of his older collections. So let's say the new collection does well, then these will probably have a spike as well in volume. So just something to keep in mind and keep an eye on. And possibly these might get utility for the future collection as well.
So if we take a look at Gregg Mike's shop collection on his website here, he's actually selling his physical artwork pieces here online, and they're pretty expensive pieces, and a majority of them, if not all of them, are basically sold out, which is always a good sign to see these artists who are getting involved in the NFT space proving themselves in the physical real world as well and selling these physical products. That's always a great sign. Sort of like how Supreme does things as well. You know, they always make these weird random collectible products that everyone just likes to have as a novelty item. Gregg Mike is sort of doing the same thing here. You can see he has his own custom limited edition baseball bat for $500 here. He has his own wine collection here for $300 here that he's also selling. And he even has his own custom Polaroid sort of skinned on to the Polaroid 600 here that he's also selling.
Overall, it's nice to see that he's been somebody who's been able to establish brands in multiple industries and sell multiple products and establish communities and partnerships and really kind of showed not just the entrepreneurial side of things, but also being a really good artist as well. So having both of those things under his belt, I feel like Gregg Mike is someone I would personally bet on, not financial advice.
Now moving on to the next project, we're going to talk about Shrapnel.
Shrapnel is the world's first moddable AAA FPS blockchain game where you can create, curate, and risk it all in a high-stakes gameplay. So we're going to go through basically everything you need to know in the game, whereas actual gameplay, economy, community, the actual team, as well as all the actual NFTs in the ecosystem. So if we take a look on the Shrapnel website, we can take a look at their team to kind of get an idea first of their team's experience, because it's always good to know that the team behind an actual game is really qualified, because the game is by no means something easy to build, especially a AAA first-person shooter. So let's take a look at that. They have a large team with a lot of experience in gaming. A lot of the team comes from HBO Now and has worked on the Westworld VR game, as well as a lot of them are from things like Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Call of Duty, as well as Halo. Some people from 343 Studios I also noticed. So a lot of very qualified individuals in terms of actual team members. If you guys weren't convinced by the team itself, some of their experienced advisors and partners include Razer, Griffin Gaming Partners. So Razer being one of that really big, sells the mouses and all that gaming equipment stuff, very heavily invested in the gaming space. Guildfi, which is that really big gaming guild in the NFT space, and some other partners, which you can take a look on their websites if you want to see more.
So Shrapnel is actually trying to create something new with a multifaceted player economy, community foundation, and their team is award-winning with over 20 years of experience, and they worked on titles like Hasan previously said, the biggest ones being Halo, Call of Duty, Star Wars, and Westworld. So the game is basically an objective-based extraction-style gameplay. If you've ever played Escape from Tarkov, it sounds very similar to that, where you work in teams to find and extract valuable resources because you want to collect these resources. You can equip your gear, which is your NFTs, pre-game to suit your game style, sort of in the lobby before you actually start. And actually in this game you risk it all. So if you die, you lose all your gear, you lose all your NFTs, and these NFTs are actually going to be burnt. Similar to Escape of Tarkov, where in the game you go in there to collect as much loot as you can, but if you are killed, you do lose everything as well. So during gameplay, players can pick up loot, which is the NFT, during the game. You have to survive as long as you possibly can, because if you die, you end up losing all this loot and you can't take it with you back into your inventory. As the player base decreases within your game, you constantly have to think about risk to reward scenarios, because in a situation where there is potentially high valuable loot, it might potentially lead you to a more dangerous situation than going to somewhere where It's not as valuable loot, but a lot safer to start looting. In this game, you're going to have 3 classes to choose from, and they're each going to have their own unique skill trees that unlocks as you level up your character. They're going to have a playable character that's a temporary operative, which allows new players to play the game without risk of losing their NFTs, but with this lower risk, obviously comes lower value rewards. So the Project Genesis collection is going to be made up of 5 operatives, and each operative is going to have their own storyline that's going to be given to the holders. The supply right now is to be announced. The price is also to be announced. The in-game NFTs will include gear, cosmetics, and land/maps. The game economy is also made up of creation, discover, and marketplace, which we'll go into further in this project. So in terms of gear, there's going to be different weapons dependent on the type of playstyle you like to play the game, and the weapons can also be broken down for crafting equipment. There's going to be consumables, which are single-use items and they're non-tradable. There's also going to be armor, so you can mix and match different armor pieces to increase your defense, maybe even mobility later in the game. There's going to be different tech, which adds another layer to the gameplay and is going to unlock new playing styles, which we don't know too much about yet. And this will completely affect how you play the game and how you strategize in looting and killing all these other players. So the next in-game NFT will include cosmetics, which players are going to be able to use a platform to create these cosmetics. They can set a price and quantity in the marketplace, and basically the community is going to set the popularity of this items dependent on how much exposure it gets. So basically, if there's a really cool item that everyone likes, it's obviously going to be the most popular item on the marketplace. The next NFT item is actually the lands/the map. Lands will be offered to the community in the future after release. So with these lands, the owners can create maps within their own set of land, and all these maps will be playable, created from prefabricated assets that they give to you, and all maps will be playable with a sophisticated ranking system for the maps, so that the best maps, the most popular ones, will stay at the top.
So I'm going to talk about the actual economy of the game, because like up to this point what we talked about is kind of your traditional FPS shooter, like Escape from Tarkov or CSGO or your Call of Duty games like that. But this is where the game really starts to get really interesting. So there's 3 main portions of, I guess you could say, the economy. So there's creation, promotion, and marketplace. So creation is all in-game assets can be created by anyone. So people can basically create and sell things. Then there's promotion. So all stakeholders can promote their favorite assets and receive rewards based on the performance of those assets. And then there's the marketplace, where obviously all assets are tradable with the Shrapnel token on the marketplace. So you can actually promote your assets by staking Shrapnel on the item. So that's really cool because it'll give utility for the Shrapnel token. So think back to the CSGO marketplace, right? When you wanted to buy a skin for your knife or whatever, and you wanted to promote your knife to the top and you're like FaZe Banks, you might drop like 100k of Shrapnel on it, promote it to the top, and then plus your FaZe Banks or something. So, that works too. Or if you're a nobody, but you have money to promote your knife, that works too. So this gives the kind of the smaller guy who actually has money and wants to promote their product the ability to get their product to kind of a desired price if they promote it properly. So there's tiers when actually promoting items. So the first tier is a creation tier. So more exposure means more people promote. And then you move on to the second tier. So the second tier is competition tier. So this is where promoted assets fight for actual popularity. And the more people promote, the more popular item becomes, the higher to rewards to promoters, and the top performing assets continuously fight for the spotlight as the community decides who is promoted. So the marketplace is peer-to-peer trading, which is cool, and the in-game assets, minting fees, and transactions are given to the platform and redistributed back to the community via promotion rewards, quest rewards, and creator rewards. So it's awesome to see that the money being used in the marketplace and stuff will actually be redistributed back into the community. So again, there's a lot of emphasis on this being a community-fueled economy. So I guess you could say the 3 main ways to make money here are you're either a player, you're a creator, or you're a curator. So you're either buying and extracting gear and then selling it on a marketplace, You're either a creator, so you're either making items, maps, cosmetics to actually sell and promote, or you're a curator. So you're actually just rewarded for finding and promoting the best content. And then there's landowners, which are rewarded for being early investors. So it's really cool because this economy kind of allows for you to play with any play style you want to play with. So if you want to be a player, you can play the game and get gear and sell gear and make money. If you just want to be a creator, you can do that too. If you just want to be an entrepreneur in a virtual marketplace that has to do with cosmetics and weapons and firearms that isn't illegal, then by all means, this is your place to play. So that's really cool. And then landowners being rewarded for being an early investor. I always think that's a good move to reward your, actual early holders and whatnot. So then the last two things I'm going to talk about is rep, and then I'm going to go a little bit more detail into the Shrapnel token. So for rep, there's three factors that determine reputation. There's your creator rep, which is your actual peer ranking, number of sales and number of creations. There's your player rep, which is based on your in-game skills and the way you engage with the community positively. And then there's your community rep, which is based on your social behavior, and like clans and contributions and things like that. So obviously the higher ranking, the higher exposure you get as well. And then you also get in-game boosts and more creator tools. So reputation encourages these positive community interactions, and reputation kind of replaces the ranked matchmaking. So if you have a higher rep, you'll play with higher rep players and the experience will generally be better. So this game puts a lot of emphasis on community and acting properly and accordingly within a community. So that's always awesome to see that they're building a community right. And then the last thing is Shrapnel. So I've mentioned Shrapnel a little bit throughout the video. Shrapnel is their governance token and their utility token, and the supply is 3 billion. It's an ERC20 token ran on Avalanche, and most token allocation as 6 months before unlocked. Community rewards is 33% unlocked over 4 years. Team and advisors 27% unlocked over 2 years, and seed token holders 20% unlocked after 6 months. And the game itself is actually just built on Unreal Engine, if you guys didn't notice. So overall, the game has some really unique aspects, but then it also includes those aspects from the traditional AAA FPS shooter that we're familiar with. And this team has the ability to actually execute on what they're saying. I've seen a couple other projects claim that they're going to drop a FPS shooter, but I don't have the same amount of conviction I would in this team. I'm actually an OG in this project. I'm part of the Echo company. I've been in the project since like January or February, whenever they actually started. But they've been quietly building, and it's nothing but organic growth in there. The team's awesome. You could just go in there, hop in there, and just chat with them. They're like always in there. At least the moderators are definitely very active, very friendly as well. So I do get the really good community vibes, and then the fact that you can play literally any style and make money while doing it. It's just kind of, I feel like this is a very complete package in terms of a play to earn game that can suit a bunch of different consumer bases.
For sure, I'd like to also say that the information we have for you is literally just a tiny portion of what it is. It goes super in depth in their 42-page white paper here, which I recommend if you're interested in this project to take a look and read thoroughly and take some notes. Get involved with the community. Like Hasan said, their Discord is very friendly. Hop in there, talk to some of the mods, and see the sort of vibe and see if this is a project for you.
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't know. Personally, I really like it when a team's not really focused on hype, which I can tell clearly this team isn't. And they're kind of just continuously building, not concerned at all, because they know like once the product is out, things are going to get moving regardless. Like when you have a good product, you don't really have to worry so much about marketing. You can do marketing when the time's right, and it's going to work just because your product's so good. So I feel like this is one of those projects that has such a refined product in terms of like an FPS play to earn game where you can play to earn in a bunch of different ways, and it combines the actual still really fun mechanics of an actual FPS high quality AAA shooter. So yeah, again, like you said, definitely check out the white paper if you guys want to learn more and hop in the Discord. That's basically it today. So again, enter that giveaway, guys. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our video. Give us a like and leave us a comment. Really, means a lot. Any positive feedback or negative feedback too, because we're always trying to improve, on our videos, like I always say. So yeah, have a good one, non-fungible fam. Peace.